What is going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to build an aesthetic physique and what I would do if I was to start my fitness journey again from day one. In Greek mythology, Mount Olympus was the legendary home of the Olympian gods. The Greek gods are the oldest embodiment of aesthetics, with physiques that were ahead of their time. A Greek god physique is defined as having a balanced, lean and athletic physique, one that has well-defined shoulders and arms, lean legs, abs, and a strong chest and back. The physiques of Greek gods are what most guys really want, big defined muscles with low body fat. This is me at 15 years old when I first started my fitness journey. If my 15-year-old self had the knowledge that I had today, I can only imagine how much faster his progress would have been. If I could go back in time and teach this guy about the pursuit of aesthetics, here's what I would tell him. Don't be afraid of joining a gym early. For a long time, I trained at home doing bodyweight and calisthenic exercises. Don't get me wrong, this was a great foundation for my physique, but eventually you need more tools in your arsenal. Let me make something very clear right now. Lifting weights does not stunt your growth. In fact, the opposite might even be true. What does stunt your growth as a teenager is undereating and injury. As long as you're eating enough nutrient-dense foods and training with good technique using weights that you can handle, there is only benefit involved. Starting early is the best way to get a head start in building an aesthetic physique. Stick to a training plan you enjoy that covers all your bases. Over the years, I've tried countless training splits: push-pull legs, the bro split, upper-lower. In reality, it doesn't matter. Science would say it's optimal to hit a body part 2 to 3 times a week, but if you enjoy a certain split more, then go for that one. If you enjoy it, you're more likely to stick to it, and that's far more important in the long run. Have at least one training free day per week. For optimal progress, you should be resting 2 to 3 days a week. This means you'll be training anywhere between 4 to 6 days a week. What a lot of young guys and girls overlook is that progress is actually made outside of the gym. If you aren't providing enough time for your muscles to repair and build in between sessions, you might even go backwards on your progress. Don't listen to the same outdated advice that you must squat, bench press, and deadlift, otherwise known as the big three. I haven't used a barbell squat in my program for years, and legs are one of my strong points. Rather than prioritize key movements or the big three, my advice to you would be focus on key multi-joint movements that work for you. For example, for legs, if I had to rank my top 3 movements, in first place would be the pendulum squat, in second place would be the hack squat, and in third place would be the barbell squat. For chest, incline dumbbell press would be first. In second place would be a unilateral machine press or a Smith machine movement. And in third, maybe even fourth place would be the standard barbell press. My point is you don't have to squat, bench press or deadlift to build an aesthetic physique. They are great exercises and can certainly help you, but in reality there's just better movements out there for most people. Be mindful of the hierarchy of aesthetics. In my opinion, the most important muscle groups when it comes to an aesthetic physique are shoulders, lats, arms, chest and abs. Shoulders and lats will help create the V-taper and give your body that aesthetic silhouette from the front. Arms are one of the most noticeable muscle groups from the front and the side. Having well-developed arms is definitely important when it comes to aesthetics. When it comes to chest, building thickness in your chest is important to complete your physique and create that well-rounded look. And lastly, abs. You can't achieve Greek god status without a good midsection. Weight training in general will build your core to some extent, but direct ab training is important to create more detail throughout your midsection. Emphasizing these muscle groups in your training split is key when it comes to building an aesthetic physique. But there's something even more important. Keep balance between your muscle groups. Aesthetics is about balance and having a complete physique with beautiful shape. A Greek god physique is one where all muscle groups flow in sync without any lagging areas. Don't skip leg day. I didn't mention legs in the hierarchy of aesthetics, but having a lower body that complements your upper body is key when it comes to aesthetics. You can have the most well-developed upper body, but if your legs suck, you won't have the flow and balance your physique needs to be aesthetic. You don't need huge legs, but you need balanced legs. You can't climb the stairway to Mount Olympus without a set of wheels. Learn how to do a vacuum. The stomach vacuum is an isometric contraction of the transversus abdominis. One of the most famous vacuums of all time was by three-time Mr. Olympia, Frank Zane. He had one of the most aesthetic physiques ever. I didn't learn how to do a vacuum until about a year and a half ago, and boy did it make a difference. Not only does it mean more control of your midsection, but performing a vacuum makes your waist look even smaller, and the smaller your waist looks, the bigger that your upper body will look. It creates an extra aesthetic appeal in certain poses, and complements your physique overall. The vacuum takes some dedication and practice to perfect, but it's definitely worth it. Use progressive overload. Progressive overload is simply improving on what you did last time. This could mean increasing the weight on a given exercise, doing more reps, or it could be as simple as improving your technique and execution of the movement. As you can see, progressive overload doesn't just have to be about getting stronger, but getting stronger over time is a good measure of your progress. Progressive overload is definitely something that I neglected when I first started training. Progressive overload in combination with other fundamentals is key when it comes to building an aesthetic physique. If you want an in-depth explanation on how to build muscle and some of these fundamentals, I'll leave a link to a recent video I did that covers this topic. Focus on good nutrition. You've probably heard it before, and it's true. You can't out-train a bad diet. Having proper nutrition is key when it comes to building a Greek god physique. Learning how to track your calories and macros is definitely helpful and provides you with a good understanding of the nutrient profile of different foods. I personally recommend learning how to track first, then when you're more advanced, you can learn how to intuitively eat effectively. I'll leave a link in my bio to the calorie calculator that I use. Keep in mind this is only to be used as an estimate for your goals. You still have to test it out yourself to find out what your true caloric maintenance is. If tracking still isn't for you, sticking to 3 to 5 meals a day with a good combination of protein, carbs and healthy fats is a good start. Keep it simple, make good choices that keep you satiated, and ensure you're getting enough protein in, about 0.8 to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. If you're significantly overweight, then you might need to go with a more conservative value of how much protein you eat. Don't forget to drink enough water as well. Dehydration is not a good environment for muscle growth. There's one more thing you need to understand. To achieve an aesthetic physique, you need low body fat. But low body fat without anything to show for it is pointless. You need to spend years fueling your body and building lean muscle tissue first, especially if you're skinny to begin with. Don't sleep on recovery, literally. Personally, I would put sleep over training and nutrition. If you aren't getting enough sleep, then don't even bother. Sure, one night of bad sleep isn't going to do anything, but consistently getting poor sleep is going to affect your recovery and ability to make progress in the gym. Rest and recovery is very overlooked when it comes to building an aesthetic physique. Don't go crazy on supplements. You really don't need any supplements to build an aesthetic physique. But if you can afford it, then there are a couple I would recommend to give you that extra edge. Creatine, a protein powder to help achieve your daily protein goals, fish oil, particularly if you aren't getting enough fatty fish in your diet, and a multivitamin. Aside from the basics, a good pre-workout might also be something you want to invest in when you get to the intermediate to advanced stage of your training. These supplements absolutely aren't essential by any means, but can definitely help. Be consistent over years. Achieving a great physique isn't going to happen over weeks or months. You need to be willing to put in consistent work over years to achieve an aesthetic and well-balanced physique. The routine of taking yourself to the gym, sticking to your training and nutrition plan, and improving each and every week is how you achieve a Greek god physique. Have fun with it, enjoy the process, and make the most out of each day. That's everything it takes to achieve an aesthetic physique and earn yourself a one-way ticket to Mount Olympus. Let me know if you liked the video, leave a comment if you have any questions or thoughts, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.